program is brought to you by DTI. Let's make it easy.
On the journey to financial freedom, everyone needs a little help. Whether it's advice, support, or just a friendly ear, it helps to have people there to cheer you on. There are a number of online blogs and investing groups today. We look at the benefits of joining an online community, how it can help you with your investments, and what to look out for. I'm Edric Mendoza, and this is On the Money. Today we have with us Floy Wicopo and Dr. Christian Santos, founding members of the Global Filipino Investors Group, or TGFI. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you.
So you know, with all of these groups forming, you know, it would be great to pick your brains to find out, you know, how these things work, how beneficial it is, and even being a new member of this TGFI, I'm observing also what's happening. So let's start. What is your background, and you know, how did you become interested in investing? Maybe you can start with you, Dr. Christian.
Well, I'm a doctor.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
a general practitioner. How I started investing, I first read books about investments, and I tripped upon investing in the Philippine stock market.
Really?
Yeah.
Back in...
Just last year.
Oh, just last year? Okay.
Because I graduated 2011, just 2011.
Right.
I was reading different kinds of books then.
Right.
So after graduating, my passion for investing became imminent.
Right. After you came across those books, you just randomly bumped into a book, someone gave it to you as a gift, or?
Actually, I have a mentor, Bo Sanchez was
Okay.
my mentor. So
Wonderful.
I read his books and got inspired and started investing.
Right. Okay, but you're not going to leave the medical practice for this?
No, of course not.
Okay, good. Excellent. And yourself, Lois, what's your background?
My background, I'm actually a sales executive in a telco company in Singapore. So when I was in the Philippines here, working here, I also work in a telco company, also in sales. So I started investing about a year ago. Before I was an investor, I was a big spender. So
Big spender,
yeah,
okay.
until the time came that I realized that I'm spending a lot of money. I've been working for around 5 years. Then I wasn't able to save any. Then when I went
Despite,
to
huh?
Singapore,
Okay, yeah, okay.
When I went to Singapore, I had the same trait. I'm still a spender, but the difference was I'm getting more. But there's this time when a group in Singapore, which is IMG, so they invited me for a seminar. So when on that day itself, I decided to change my future. I decided to invest, and I decided to share what I learned to other people. Yeah.
And this happened circa around what year?
I think around March of 2012.
12. Also very fresh, if you will. Okay.
Yes.
And so from that point, how did you guys decide to start TGFI?
That's the good thing with the group. We came from different background. So we have a doctor and a salesperson. We have very known people. It's just more of we decided to share what we know. We decided to have a community wherein each one of us can share what we already have in mind. Let's say I'm kind of used into technical analysis. His on his part is kind of used on doing fundamental, then recommending other stuff in terms of investing. So we created a group so that all the newbie investors, especially the OFWs who need this thing the most, we want to educate them through the forum.
Now, are you saying that because you also experienced that being based in Singapore, that they need this
Yes.
most? Yeah?
Yeah, it's so hard, especially when it's holiday season. When you see all your friends posting their pictures in the Facebook, let's
Yeah.
say, oh, they're so happy, and then I'm just here, I'm working, I have no choice. When will the time come that I can
Go home.
So at least if I'm investing now, I already have the guts to invest more, to straighten my future. Maybe in a year time, in a 2 years time, I can go home already.
In terms of the members of TGFI, I understand that this is the first time you're actually seeing each other face to face.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I could,
I know it. On the set, on the stage, because you're based in different places.
Yes.
And you were in another group and set it up around, when was TGFI set up? Exactly, yeah.
December 26th of last year.
You said a forum where they could talk? What other things are you able to give members or participants in the
Okay,
form?
the best thing that we want to implement to this group is we want them to have a diversified mind in terms of investing. So they just don't stick to stock market
for
alone.
example?
They should first at least secure themselves, have an insurance. Maybe if you have the guts enough, you go for mutual funds. If you learn enough, you go for stock market and so on.
So
Okay.
basically, we're teaching them the discipline of first in saving money.
This is very important.
Yeah,
Right.
very
For starting point. Yeah.
Then when they develop that discipline, then it's time for them to invest, to start investing.
Right. Now, in this group, do you notice anyone who may have vested interests, insurance agents or people who have a product to sell? And how do you screen members in case there are people who have vested interests like that? Are there any parameters?
Okay, in terms of things like advertising, as much as possible, we limit advertising in the group. First of all, we did not create the group for advertising.
Advertising meaning, by the way,
let's say,
I'm selling this,
yeah,
anybody interested
yeah.
like that? Not advertisers per se. Okay. Yeah.
Then we implement them that if you want to share something, you do it by way of educating the members. So educate them. If you want to advertise your product, maybe you can do it to another forum. So here, purely educate the members
Right.
because that's the most important.
It's like a giving site, no? Parang you give your experience on this particular aspect of the investment, etc. And the same there. But are there instances where you actually say you cannot be a member and you just delist them somehow? I mean, or it's open to anybody? How do you select who becomes a member?
No, we actually don't select
Okay.
any member to become part of the group.
They find you. Is that what happens?
Yeah.
But there are times that we had to delete some members.
Okay, because
when we already told them to tell them a lot of times that you're not allowed to advertise, then they keep on
Pushing it.
posting. Yes, especially from other countries. I think this is one common practice to create scams.
I see.
So if we think that the poster, the member
Is
is
a
not,
scammer.
a scammer, not legitimate enough, so we inform them first that we have to delete them. Then if they will not respond, then
Right.
on the spot we delete them.
Wow. Okay. But for everyone else who is legit, right? So basically, it's like a support group where they get
Yes.
free advice. And are people able to corroborate? Like, for example, this person gives advice, it doesn't make sense. Is someone able to check and balance that?
Yeah, from time to time. Of course, if some members that doesn't know what they are talking about, we give some reminders to the
So
other.
there are people like that.
We send them messages, personal messages. So we also send message to the group itself.
Just to clarify like
Yes.
that. Okay.
Especially if a member will, let's say, recommend speculative stocks. One of the most dangerous form of practice is hyping a stock.
Sure.
So the problem with that is we have lots of newbie investors, traders,
And they will.
So
Go ahead.
we as much as possible we don't allow speculative stocks in the group. So if they will recommend one, they have to explain why.
Have to back it up.
Because the problem here is the newbie investors, they still have this raw emotions.
Yeah.
They will be tested. Let's say it failed. It all went down. It went to the floor price. So your money just went down as well. So yun yung problema. They will have a tendency that they don't trust the stock market alone.
I see.
Yeah.
And so the people who oversee this and see whether or not it makes sense or it's would be the two of you gentlemen, or is there a core group, more seasoned investors type?
We have a core group. We have core members. So actually, the moderators right now we have 5 to monitor the daily.
Tell me about success stories or profiles of the people in your group. You mentioned that they're mostly OFWs.
Yes.
Mostly OFWs?
Mostly, we had a study before. Actually, we had a little survey in the group. Around 47% of the members are OFWs. At the same time, we also have a survey that How many are the newbie
Yeah.
investors? Around 30 to 40% are newbies.
In this short period of time, December you started, are there any success stories you're already hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah? Such as,
yeah.
you might want to cite names or examples, yeah?
Not citing names.
Sure,
Because
maybe
we
it's just
have-
stories, yeah, no problem.
Most of them have gains already of at least 10%
That's good.
of what they invested.
10% in the last 2 months, 2 or so months
Yeah,
since
because we're
December.
having a bull run right now.
Ah, okay. That's good to know. And I guess before we go to our question segment from the viewers, I wanted to ask you, when a person is going into an online group, what advice do you have in searching for one?
Probably they should scan first read the
threads.
the threads and look for some friends in there if they have one.
Some point of trust also.
Yeah.
Oh, I know this person, so it seems okay.
The thing with groups like this, Filipinos, we love libre.
Okay, it's true.
So for those who wants free information, before you join this group, make sure first on the legitimacy, check on the benefit that you will get. If you think this is stable enough to help you or they're good enough to help you, then of course you can join. Then you can ask questions
Right.
also.
I guess you can always go and join. If you don't like it, just pull out, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's free anyways,
Yes.
right? Great, guys. We're going to have some questions, more questions for you guys in a bit. In the meantime, we have to pause for a short break. Keep it here on the view. We'll be right back.